Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. You're watching the VSO Gun channel, and I've just got a really quick update for you guys today. I kind of wanted to go on a little bit of a rant. I'm going to start off by saying that I am super biased on this one. I have a friend who's running for Congress. His name is Brandon Herrera. He's running for the House of Representatives in Texas's 23rd District. He is a staunch Second Amendment supporter. He has worked here in the gun industry and has been a Second Amendment influencer as long as I have been. And I know this person. I know that he does not need this job. He will be taking a massive pay cut to take this job. The whole purpose for him going to the House of Representatives is to unseat the rhino sitting incumbent Tony Gonzales, the traitor himself. He's attempted this before. He took Tony to a runoff last time in the primary, losing to him by only a few votes. This time around, he's had plenty of time to prepare, and Tony is mired in a whole bunch of controversy because he was allegedly involved in an affair whose subject ended up being immolated. That isn't suspicious at all. Brandon has already raised over $1 million for this fight, and it's not from big super PACs and stuff like that. It's not from the Republican establishment. It's from people like you and me. Tony is in big trouble, and you love to see it. So he called in some favors, and it appears as though he has secured the endorsement of the President of the United States. So quite literally, Donald Trump just snubbed Brandon Herrera. I'm going to read it to you and explain it to you after we hear a quick word from today's sponsor. Today's video is brought to you by First Form. This is a pro-freedom supplement and nutrition company that has made a serious effort to go through all of their products and strip out a whole bunch of dumb ingredients that don't need to be there. I typically gravitate towards their protein sources. The big ones that I use are their protein bars and their meat sticks. These are things that you can smash into a bag and eat on the go when you need to replenish your protein. I highly suggest that you check that out, as well as their caffeine sources, which is my drug of choice, I have to admit. And I have a link and a QR code that I'll throw up on screen for those of you who go over there and check out their wares. It tells them that I sent you, and it helps out the channel. So thank you very much to First Form for making today's video possible.
When you find them in the bar at night, you know, you try to drink them pretty, and you wake up the next morning and you see this. Yeah, that's what we call Rolex ugly. Rolex ugly is you wake up the next morning and they're laying on your arm and your Rolex is there and you just chew your arm off and leave the Rolex. You just got to get out of there.
Congressman Tony Gonzales is a terrific false anything after that. But let's continue. Terrific representative for the wonderful people of Texas's 23rd Congressional District. A retired Master Chief Petty Officer from the U.S. Navy who bravely deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan, Tony knows the wisdom and courage that is required to defend our country, support our brave military and veterans, and ensure peace through strength. In Congress, Tony is working hard to grow our economy, cut taxes and regulations, promote Made in the USA, champion American energy dominance, keep our now very secure border secure, and defend our always under siege Second Amendment. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's finish the president's statement out of respect. Tony Gonzales has my complete and total endorsement for re-election. He will not let you down. Except for, Mr. President, that he has. Shall we go to the congressional record? This is why they don't like recorded votes. Joe Biden's bipartisan Safer Communities Act, his single gun control achievement, a piece of legislation that was drafted for the express purpose of infringing on the constitutional rights of millions of American citizens, signed into law. Guess who voted for it? You betcha. Old Sweaty Tony. Why, I hear you ask, would he lie for Tony Gonzales? Why would he endorse this snake? Why would he materially misrepresent Tony's record on the Second Amendment, especially something that is so easily verifiable. You all know the answer to this, at least the majority of you do. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the needle and set it down on the broken record just because he doesn't have Second Amendment principles. He has a position that aligns with Second Amendment. That position is, I want a Republican trifecta in the second half of my administration. I want 60 votes in the Senate. And to be able to do that, I have to maintain control of the House of Representatives. I need to make sure that the people that are in those seats, or a sufficient number of people in those seats, are going to go along with my agenda 100% and not give me any pushback or do any kind of activism or any of that sort of stuff. They're going to follow me in lockstep. And Tony is one of those people. He is going to go wherever the political winds blow him. Obviously, he's demonstrated it. So Donald Trump will ride the Second Amendment issue, making it look like he cares about it a whole lot and says all the right things about it.
Under a Trump administration, all of those Biden disasters get ripped up and torn out. My first week, but maybe my first day in office.
While his Department of Justice literally defends the National Firearms Act in court for the purposes of achieving that end. Brennan Herrera, on the other hand, is probably not one of those people. He's been on record on more than one occasion saying that he doesn't really want this job. The only reason he's doing it is to get Tony kicked out of office. Maybe hang out for a little bit for the purposes of doing some legislative activism. But other than that, do that and get out of there. And what that means is that he's got to come back to the job that he was doing beforehand, which is what he's doing right now. And he has to exit office at or better than he went in. Which means that he can't pull any Tony Gonzales bullshit while he's in there. Any of those backdoor deals that he makes, he has to defend. I'm not saying that Brandon's above a backdoor deal. I would hope that if he could get like the NFA repealed or something like that, I hope that he does whatever he possibly can to make that happen. He has to be able to come back and defend it to all of us, or he won't work here anymore. And he knows that. That sounds like somebody who is a lot less easily controlled by the political winds as they blow, so to speak. And that, my friends, is why Brandon Herrera is a multiple threat to the current administration, the agenda, and why the President of the United States would endorse and lie for the incumbent to keep his opponent out of that position. People in Texas are really pissed off about that whole thing with the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. They censured both him and Cornyn. They are not happy about the fact that they went and did that sort of thing. They really care about that issue down there. And let's be real. That message has landed. And Gonzales is hemorrhaging support among Second Amendment supporters in the state of Texas. Those folks are easy conversions for somebody like Brandon Herrera. And that's got them really worried. And that's what I got for you here today.